Boy, Money Buddha, hottest day here, but don't mind my piano. These clowns are over here talking about there's going to be a significant decline, and that's not a collapse. Listen to this guy. To sell, all this selling, bro, they've never brought in. They're multi-trillion transnational corporations. They have unlimited money at their disposal. Why do they keep constantly running their mouth about selling, about going short, about trying to degrade the market? Why? Come on, bro. They're trying to destroy America, bro. They don't care about free commerce. Every time the little guy makes any money, it's a meme. Oh, these meme stuff. It's not a meme that people want things to go up instead of down. They want prosperity. Come on now. They're bringing in a triple-double depression, man. We're already in a double-dip recession, and now we're going straight into a depression, and we're going to... Boy, Money Buddha, hottest day here, but don't mind my piano. These clowns are over here talking about... Yo, it's your boy Money Buddha, the grand architect of the market. I'm going to give you a little pro tip that as I'm thinking I'm sitting here to myself. The market is like a wave pool. Like a flat one. Yo, it's your boy Money. Ah, my goodness, what are you wearing? Just a little Burberry, darling. Ah, my goodness, what are you wearing? Just a little Burberry, darling. Ah, my goodness, what are you wearing? Just a little Burberry, darling. Ah, my goodness, what are you wearing? Just a little Burberry, darling. Ah, my goodness, what are you wearing? Just a little Burberry, darling.
Acquisitions must take place, and business must be done. Acquisitions must take place, and business must be done.
Boy Money Buddha, hottest day. Yo, it's your boy Money Buddha, the grand architect.
So last week, I got a pretty interesting DM. It was actually a DM from Justin Phillips. Justin is one of the co-founders of a brand called Support Black Colleges.
Support Black Colleges?
The past 8 months, we've been doing bigger every single time.
To support historically Black colleges.
We love this.
This is a brand that's all about supporting Black education and bringing awareness to the amazing HBCUs out there. Him and his team have started a crazy movement. They're making millions of dollars a year with this company. They've gained hundreds of thousands of followers, and they've collabed with countless celebrities and even got their clothes in NBA 2K. So I decided to fly out to Atlanta and talk with Justin to see how he built this business. And my flight's actually leaving soon, so let's go. Alright guys, so we just got to Atlanta, and now we're about to head over to Justin's warehouse and see how he runs his business. So let's go.
A background, and that was my thing. So I'm the original founding of the business. So my business partner and his cousin, they started it together. Right. I was just a friend that wanted to help out. I had a digital media background, and that was my thing. So I made him a Twitter, an Instagram, got him a few hundred followers, and then participated in the first photo shoot. Yeah. And you know, I just kind of let them do their thing. I did my own thing. Then a few years later, my partner, currently his name's Corey, he was like, hey dude, let's pick this up, let's take it seriously, because we kind of let it fall off. Yeah. And then I jumped into the business, brought the Facebook, Instagram ads, Google, YouTube, and digital strategy, and then that's when we really started to take off about 2.5 years ago.
So where are you guys at now? I know you're doing collaborations with NBA and all these celebrities. Talk to me about this position you're in now.
Yeah, now we're just fresh off to doing the NBA All-Star game, so we had the opportunity to make all of the gear for all of the All-Stars. Wow. So you know, LeBron, Steph, Giannis, all of those guys, and then, I mean, I can't even name how many influencers have worn our stuff, you know, Zion and Missy Elliott and Chris Paul and Rick Ross, like all of these people. So now, you know, we're just trying to scale it up, bro.
Yeah, I know it takes a lot to run a brand like this, bro. Okay. Let's talk about kind of the day-to-day of running this business and maybe show me around the warehouse and what you do.
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's do it.
I bet.
So first thing you do when you get to the office each day?
Oh man, I sit down, check my to-do list, check in with the staff, and then I just get to it, bro.
Check out the office, man.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, we do. Hey, Jordan, nice to meet you, man.
to meet you. Pleasure.
Great operation you got here, bro.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, sir.
No thanks to him.
All right, so now we're in my office and we can meet the team. So we got my boy Tim. He's the coldest in the game with the camera. He does all of our creative direction, all of our social media content. He's that guy. And then you got Corey, the less attractive one of our collective, and he's my business partner, co-founder of the business. So that's my guy.
Next up, after you do that, what's the next step? What goes on out here?
Yeah, I'll probably pull out my laptop, start designing some stuff, check on our inventory, go check in with my blood brother Jason. He's running the business with us, and just kind of see how orders are doing, if we're shipping everything on time, stuff like that.
Yeah, we got to check out the shipping operation over there.
Oh yeah,
a ton of units, so.
It gets serious over there.
This is the warehouse, right?
Oh yeah, this is it, bro.
Talk me through some of this, man. How does it run? How do you work this?
Yeah, so this is all of our inventory all up against the wall. You got small, medium, large, XL, all the way up to 5X. And we use a program called Finale Inventory to make sure we're tracking everything properly. And we use ShipStation to ship all the orders. But man, this is everything right here. Yeah.
So with these hoodies, how do you get them made?
You are as an entrepreneur because,
bro, I know it's a tough industry.
yeah, it's based on inventory suppliers. So.
Yeah, there's a ton of people in my comments and my DMs that want to do clothing, bro. That's
Yeah.
like one of the number one things if you want to start. What's the number one tip for somebody that wants to do clothing, bro? I know it's a tough industry.
Yeah, no, it's tough. I think the most important part is just like figuring out what type of person you are as an entrepreneur, because there's so many different ways to make money in this space. You can do high volume, low ticket. You can do, you know, exclusive drops. You can do any type of business. So it really just depends on who you are as a person, what type of stress level you're willing to take, and what amount of time you're willing to put, and how much money you want to make. So depending on the answers to those questions is going to tell you whether you should do print on demand or screen printers or drop shipping, a bunch of different things. So
100%. Understanding yourself and creating a business that's in line with those values.
Exactly.
That goes a long way.
Hey man, it's the key.
Yeah. Bro, so there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there that are brand new, that are probably super motivated by your story. Talk them through the starting phases of your journey though, because I know you weren't like this from the start. You had to come from somewhere, right?
Oh man, yeah. I like to attribute most of it to my mom. I was raised in a single parent household,
Same.
My mom was grinding it out. She was doing IT during the day, and then she was doing like bottle service at night. And then she was also a real estate agent as well. So seeing her kind of grind and try to put me through school and all that stuff alone kind of, I guess, gave me that
It's
spark.
like in your blood.
Man, it had to have been because my she started doing real estate at her day job, and then they fired her because she was doing it on the computers and whatnot. So then I would ask for things, and she would be like, "Well, you need to go make you some money if you want it." So I'm from Houston, so I wanted a grill like Paul Wall and like Mark Jones and all those guys. So I started selling candy as my first business, and then 2-3 days I made a couple $100s, and then got my first grill. And then the third day they called me into the office and was like, "You can't do this," and they poured all of my candy out in the trash right in front of my face. So that was like my first experience of rejection. So then you kind of, you know, grow up, try different things here and there, tried drop shipping. I wasn't very good at it. Tried affiliate marketing, just all these other internet businesses. But all of those failures just gave me exposure to online marketing in general. And I used all of the knowledge from buying books and courses and stuff like that to apply to this business when it was that time. And
talk about that a little bit, the education process, because there's so much content out there, so much to consume.
Oh, dude.
What did you put your attention on when it comes to learning and really educating yourself?
Yeah, so I started for free, like YouTube. You know, we call it YouTube University.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I mean, I
graduate
like,
right here.
Oh yeah, bro, the founder. So I remember watching some of your stuff back in the day, watching a bunch of guys like King Kong, rest in peace to him. I actually just to even think
that's thought, just go in on it. Just take that bet.
Facts.
Most people don't start side hustles because they think that they don't have the money, the time, the experience. They think that they need a bunch of skills. But with this first side hustle, all of that is irrelevant. And it's a bonus because it is passive income, meaning that you can make money while you're doing whatever else you're doing. It's the ultimate form of freedom. This is a side hustle that I'm going to be doing, and I wanted to share it with you because we can all win together. People are making very big money selling low content books on Amazon. What is a low content book? A low content book is something like this journal. Let me make sure nothing is incriminating in here. You see how there's just these lines in here and I'm actually filling it in? Well, somebody had to design this. This could be what you're doing to make money. The good thing is that because you're selling on Amazon, Amazon handles everything. They handle the shipping, they handle the printing out the book, binding it together and making it, they handle the customer service. What do you have to do? Well, you have to design the cover, for example, and you're determining what is actually going to be inside the book. Is it gonna be lines? Is it gonna be calendars? Is it gonna be dots like a bullet journal? Is it gonna be questionnaire prompts, stuff like that? You don't have to even be a designer. I know I'm not a designer. That's why I'm using a software called Book. The reason I love Book is because it makes designing and creating low content books super freaking easy. Let me show you a live demonstration on how I'm creating my low content books with Book. Creating a low content book with Book is super easy because it's that you would do is use Book.
I don't do any of this affiliate shit. These niggas all affiliates and shit. They just trying to bait you, and she ain't even let a nigga see her booty or not.
Do you guys have any other side hustles that I have?
Nobody want to hear about what you gotta say, bitch. Oh yeah, I see. I got me a goddamn Challenger. I got one of them Jones. That car is so swift. The 300 Hellcat is the new wave right now.
Alright guys, so the second build is finally done. It's around 2 o'clock now. We should be here in about an hour to pick it up, but before he gets here, I wanted to give you guys a quick walk around. So initially this was the first build that I started, but if you guys have been watching the videos, I bought a donor car to put this together, and the donor car was smacked really hard on the side. So a lot of the parts, well, not a lot of them, but a lot of small parts that I needed were damaged, so I had to go back and forth with the dealer, order those. Some of them are on back order, so eventually we got to put back together, and this is it. So this one is the kit came off a 2020 Hellcat wide body. It was a silver one that I bought. The JLT intake came with the kit, so I just threw that in there for free. I didn't charge them extra for that. But the most unique part about this build is the interior. We went with the white interior with the SRT logo in there with the cat at the end, and then his custom badge on the headrest on 04. That's the front. It's a really nice clean white. It's like a Tesla interior now. It has his own thing on there. We went with the Hellcat style wheels. These were initially, they weren't gloss black, they were black, so we had them respraying gloss black and then cloth some tires. We did some exhaust work. This one's a bit faster than the other one that I did. I actually just got done tuning it. If you watch the first segment of the video, let's give it a start up. This one sounds real good. I didn't go too crazy with it. I just played around with the shift points for the times. This will be a little bit more funner to drive. The reason why it says blind spot alert off because the car that he brought me doesn't have blind spot, so I disabled the blind spot. But I'm pretty sure I can make it work if we buy mirrors, and then we have to replace the door modules, and maybe I can make the blind spot work again. I haven't looked into it, but the park assist, all that works. Oops. All that works. There's no lights on the dash. I make sure everything's done right. I make sure the clock works. So what I do is, obviously for the kit that came off the Charger, Chargers don't have a clock here, and I kind of explained this before. So instead of just leaving the clock there without it working, I wire it to the radio because the radio is always working, so the time could get adjusted. And then for the light, the background light, I wire it to the S3 over here, and then it works fine. So let me see if I can get this on camera. Yeah, it's hard to tell, but the background light works on there. The SRT lights up in red. Literally everything works as in just like all the builds that I do. But this one came out real good. Sunroof, this one got a panoramic, the other one didn't. So all that works fine. I do gotta readjust the clock after I put it together. I didn't fix that. The kit on this one had 26,000 miles. I did do the 200 mile per hour Hellcat cluster. He wanted to keep the Hellcat 300 theme in here, so I did the 300 shifter, this round knob thing. I kept the 300 dash in here, but what I did was I used the skeleton or the frame of the Charger, and then I put the cover off the 300, and that's how I make that work. The steering wheel with the steering airbag is off the Charger. The interior is off a Charger. This is all Charger seats. I just had them rewrapped at a upholstery shop. But we did upgrade the sound system as well. I know it says Alpine over here, but they actually have the Harman Kardon sound system in here, so it sounds really, really good. Let me give you guys a quick rev. It sounds really good too. It sounds really nice. But yeah, only difference on the 20.
Candlesticks and candlestick patterns are quite literally the most important thing for you to understand when trading in any financial market. Without understanding candlesticks, you can't even read price, much less make accurate trading decisions about what's likely to happen next. Trying to trade without understanding candlesticks would be like trying to read a book with a blindfold. But having a clear understanding of candlesticks and candlestick patterns is exactly to the bottom of this wick. Remember when we talked about candlestick charts at the very beginning of the video? Price moved all the way down to here. But what happened after price moved down there? Buyers came in and took control, pushing us all the way back up near the highs. This is a huge bullish sign for me.
Oh my God, shut the
of that
fuck
candle
up.
to the
These
high of
niggas
that
don't
candle.
know what he's
If
talking
the
about.
whole body of the candle, number one. So with that being the case, this is a valid.
That's a double top.
That is our entire jump on a video, and I'll show you guys the best setups that I'm looking at throughout into double tops and bottoms, and show you the exact rules that I have above this zone. A candle can close it beside your desk. Check off all your conditions, and then check off when you.
Warrior Trader now, my nigga Warrior Trader though. Now I know Warrior Trader make money. Warrior Trader ain't
What's
no
up, everyone?
joke.
Ross here from Warrior Trader.
That ain't
so
Warrior
in this episode,
Trader.
I'm going to walk you through the
I
simplest
Warrior
day
Trader,
trading
I'm making
strategy
money.
for beginner traders.
Now this
now,
nigga
as a
makes
beginner
some
trader,
money, boy.
what's your goal?
But look at his views.
Hopefully,
you
your
got the
goal
other guy,
is
he's
to take
fucking running his
one or
mouth,
maybe
don't
two
make a
trades
dollar.
day
The guys
where
who
you're
make money.
minimizing your risk while maximizing your potential for gain. That way, even if you're only right 50% of the time, hopefully you can still walk away with a little bit of profit. Now, we know that trading is risky.
Be like, oh
we know
man,
the
that's
statistics that most traders lose
130,000.
money. And of course, my results are not typical.
Warrior
I
Trader
have
be
to say
making
that.
money like
But
that.
as a beginner trader, I think you can do yourself a really big favor by focusing on keeping it simple. So the simplest strategy is to focus on the leading percentage gainers each day. Now this is a big deal. So the stock that I traded today, and this is a great case study, and I'll show you examples of it as we get into the video, it went up 200%. 200% is a huge move. Now, I didn't capture the whole move, but I captured small pieces of it. And small pieces of 200%, that's 5% here, 7% there, 3% there, 10% there. Those are big pieces of profit. If you're like most beginner traders and you're trading stocks that are in a relatively narrow range, getting a small sliver of a 5% move, you're not even getting enough profit to justify the risk. And so you're going to have most likely an inverted profit-loss ratio where your average losers are bigger than your winners, your accuracy is going to be poor because those types of stocks are choppy, and you're not going to do well. So the best thing you can do is start by focusing on the right type of stocks to trade, and those are percentage gainers and gappers. So this is a gap strategy, focusing on the leading gappers and gainers each day. And then as we get in the video, I'm going to show you not just how to find those stocks each day and how to understand whether or not they have the potential to make a big move, but also I'm going to talk a little bit about my entries. Now, this is a short video. I'm not going to have time to go through the entire strategy and all of its nuances. I do that, of course, for students who are part of our curriculum over at Warrior Trading. But if you're testing the water, you want to just learn more about my strategy and the way I trade, I encourage you to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Every morning I do a live audio video broadcast. It's called The Morning Show, and I share with you my watch list for the day and a couple of the stocks that I'm thinking about trading, and sometimes I even take some live trades during the morning show. It's a great opportunity for you to learn a little bit more about the way I trade and to see whether or not you want to learn from me in our classes. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications button. That way you'll get the alert when I go live each morning. It's usually sometime between 8 and 9 a.m. that I go live. All right,
I love that little setup.
With that, let's jump in. I'm going to get the screen share going. I'm going to show you my scanners. I'm going to show you the tools I use to find these types of stocks. I'm going to break them down in more detail, and we're going to go over this case study today of our 200% mover. All right, let's get into it. All right, so here we go. We're going to jump in, and this is a perfect case study today. You can see that I'm up over $12,000. I'm up $13,700 on PIK, which is the stock that you can see on my charts right here. And this is a perfect example of the strategy that I'm going to share with you today. Now, I want to remind you, as always, that my results are not typical. I have been doing this for a very long time. I have over $10 million in gross profit that stands behind me as a trader. This is something that I'm really passionate about. I love trading, but I want to just remind you that most beginner traders do lose money. So please take it slow. Trade in a simulator before you put real money on the line. And, as always, don't try to blindly follow me or anyone else. You have to learn to hunt for yourself. But I'm going to try to empower you. I'm going to try to teach you this strategy. And this is actually, you'd be able to watch over my shoulder while I trade every single day. And if you find that helpful, then that'd be awesome. So, okay. So that's a pretty big deal. And this news was out early this morning. And I've been trading it since early this morning. So this strategy, I call it the gap and go strategy. That's kind of, that's the name of the strategy. It's the gap and go strategy. And gap and go means the stock needs to be gapping up. Gapping up means it's opening higher than it closed the previous day. Why would a stock be opening higher today than it closed yesterday? There's only a handful of reasons, but generally it's because there's some type of breaking news. So yesterday, this stock was trading at approximately $1.84, and today it hit a high of over $6. I mean, that's remarkable. That's an incredible percentage gain. So if you're a beginner trader, it's my opinion that these are the type of stocks that you want to be trading. If you trade something like Facebook, here's a day where Facebook is going to be green. Let's see how much it's up. Facebook right now is up 2.24%. You know, I mean, if you catch a sliver of 2.24%, it's a sliver of a sliver is nothing, right? Sorry, that's SFB. 1.5%, even worse. So it's just not enough, all right? There's not enough meat on the bone to get good profit and to make money. So as a beginner trader, you want to be focusing, in my opinion, on volatile stocks. Now you're trading them. You're not investing in them for the long haul. You're buying them, you're selling them. You're buying them, you're selling them. You're a trader. So if you're a trader, you want to be trading things that are moving quickly. What are stocks that are going to be moving quickly? Typically stocks that have some type of fundamental news. It could be an earnings announcement. It can be a partnership deal. It can be a clinical trial. There's a million different types of catalysts that we can go over, and we do go over all of those as part of Chapter 4 of the Warrior Pro courses when we're talking about fundamental analysis. But for right now, we'll sort of gloss over all the different types of catalysts and just say, this is a stock that clearly had a catalyst. Okay, great. Well, how do you find it? How do you find this stock in real time? How do you find stocks moving like this? Did you hear that? Did you hear that little alert? So that's this stock right here hitting my scanner. This is like radar. This is searching the entire market for stocks that are moving. So we can pull up the stock hour, and let's see what the chart looks like. You'll see that this is just squeezed from 440 all the way up to just under $5. So this is the type of stock that may be worth watching. Now it's a little later in the day. I'm not going to take a trade on it. TCAT was also on this scanner right here, and PIK was on it as well. So this is a tool that I'm using to help me find stocks to trade. I programmed this tool. I have a development team that built it out. I spec'd it, and they built it. And I programmed it to look for stocks that are moving up quickly right now, and I like to find stocks that have a catalyst. But that's not exactly everything. In order for stocks to make a big move, there needs to be an imbalance between supply and demand. All right, so this is very, very basic stuff, but it's important to understand. And so that imbalance comes from a couple places. Number one, the demand. Let's talk about demand. Partnership with Walt Disney, that creates demand, right? A stock that is under $10 or under $20 a share inherently is going to have a higher level of demand among retail traders because it's affordable. And there's an army of retail traders out there that are willing to buy up stocks up 25, 30% in hopes that they go up another 15, 20, 30% and they can capture, half of the 50% move. And we see these types of moves again and again and again. So just because the stock was extended at, $2.50 by no means meant that that was going to be the top. It's probably not so much institutional traders at Goldman Sachs or whatever that are buying stocks like this for, pension funds and things like that. It's more going to be retail traders that are saying this is a stock moving quickly that has the potential to make a big move. And every now and then you'll see a stock like this, and a week later you'll see that they got bought out, and they got bought out for 100% premium. So there's a lot of speculation in the small cap market, and that speculation can fuel demand. So news fuels demand. That, let's see, as of the last filing, December 22nd, the float was 7.6 million shares. Now, this is the type of research that I do in the morning every single day as I'm building my watch list. So those of you guys who already tune into the morning show,
I believe it.
One of the things that's nice is you get my market commentary and you get it filtered with all of the knowledge that I have of trading and my ability to do quick research and figure out some of these important metrics. So here, 7.6 million share float, all of a sudden, this is a stock that has a very low level of supply. The number of shares available is low, the demand is high, and that can create an explosive opportunity. And that's exactly what we got today. So the way I actually find these stocks is through the scanners. So this stock right here, PIK, it was gapping up 84% this morning. And in the entire U.S. market, this was the leading gapper. It was the leading gainer in the entire market today. And that's a pretty big deal. And actually, we can scan top gainers. It's up 177% right now, which makes it officially, and it's 4:15, the biggest gainer on Wall Street today. And so I made $13,700. Well, it's the biggest gainer. Yeah, you're darn right I did. It's up 200%. And you know what? I only got a sliver, but I got a sliver of a 200% move. And that was enough for me to pull about $13,000 of profit out of the stock. So your first step is understanding the right type of stock to trade. And in my opinion, it's going to be a lower price stock, generally between $2 and $20. It's going to have an outstanding number of shares or a float, typically less than 20 million shares. So you can use 2020 as sort of a rule. 20 million share float, $20 price, 2020. All right. Now, again, if there's a stock that's like a little higher, that's okay. GameStop was a little higher. The float on GameStop is in, GME, 76 million shares. So that's a little higher, but that was okay because it had a very unique, very special catalyst, and that was so strong that it was certainly fine. But generally, under 20 in price and in float. And I look at this scan each morning. So when I log in over at Warrior Trading, I log into my dashboard and I load the dashboard, agree to the disclaimer and reminder that trading is risky. And I can see right here as early as 7, well, you can log in as early as 4 a.m. Pre-market starts at 4 a.m. But I usually sit down between 7 and 8. And so I'll sit down and I'll see that, here we go, PIK, leading gapper, up 84%. This is opportunity. And on this one right here, there were several. So you could is right at the volume weighted average price, which is our dotted line. and it's right at the 9 moving average, which is this gray line. This is a nice moving average pullback. That presents a really good opportunity for the first 5-minute candle to make a new high. Now, over in this area, this is also the first pullback following a fresh breakout, right? It pulls back down to that moving average. What's up, everyone? All right, so in this episode, I'm going to answer that question that so many of you guys have been asking. How much money do I need in order to start day trading? And what I've also done is I've put together a few case studies of my students who have taken small accounts and turned those small accounts into full day trading accounts and an ability to live life completely on their own. And some of you guys, you've got bigger accounts, so you're going to be, maybe 10 to 25 or 25,000 and up. Now, why did I break it down into these categories? Well, February 27, 2001, the PDT rule was enacted. And the PDT rule states that you must maintain a minimum account balance of $25,000 if you want to day trade more than 3 times a week. Now, there's ways around it, and there's ways you can work within the PDT rule. So, if you've already got 25,000 or more, then you don't even really have to worry about that. You can start day trading right away, even if your goal is only $100 a day. But for those of you guys down here or in here, and this is where I was when I was getting started, you've got a $500,000 account size, or that's how much you think you can put towards trading. Well, how are you going to work with this? You can only trade, according to the PDT rule, 3 times a week. That's going to be really hard to grow a small account. To give you context, when I did my last small account challenge, I took $583 and turned it into over 100 grand in 45 days. And I traded an average of 3 times a day. 3 times each day, 15 times a week. So that means I was trading 5 times more than someone who was restricted by the PDT rule. Now, it doesn't mean you couldn't trade in a cash account and work within the PDT rule. You certainly can. But I grew my account 5 times faster. So how did I do that? Well, you've got 2 types of brokers. You've got your onshore domestic brokers, US brokers, and these are going to be brokers like TD Ameritrade. Good catch, thank you. Good, nice compliment also. These are going to be brokers like TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, Interactive Brokers. And then you've got your offshore brokers, and the offshore brokers are kind of interesting. Most of them are located in the Caribbean. There's a couple that are in Europe. They'll accept US accounts. US traders can trade there. That is at least with $500. Now, let's just say all things the same that you could trade with $500. So, actually, let's go up to 1,000. So in terms of your daily goal, you've got your daily goal of 100 a day. What I want to do is I want to multiply that by 10. $1,000. That is what I would say would be your minimum account size if you're over here in order to hit that $100 a day goal. And there's a reason for that. Over here, if you set up an account with $1,000, most of these brokers will give you a minimum of 4 times leverage. That means you can day trade with $4,000. Some of them will even give you up to 6 times. That means you could day trade with up to $6,000. So let's just think about that for a second. You've set up a $1,000 trading account. Your goal is $100 a day. That's 10%. You're trying to grow the account 10% each day. However, you're allowed to day trade with at least $4,000. Okay, so $4,000. Let's say you see a stock that's priced at $3.50. $3.50. You buy 1,000 shares. How much money do you have in the trade? $3,500. $3,500 in the trade. Now 1,000 is your own money. The other 2,500, you're basically borrowing from the broker. They don't make you pay interest or anything like that when you day trade. So you can go ahead and borrow that money, you take a day trade, and then you close it. You, of course, have to manage risk and be really mindful about where your max loss is. We talk about that a lot in risk management. So right here, you've got $3.50 by 1,000 shares. Now the stock goes up to $3.60 by 1,000 shares equals $3,600, and you have just made $100, just like that. Now, if this goes up to $100, $400, $500 a day, and literally, I took $583 and turned it into over $100,000 in 45 days, trading an average of 3 times a day. All right, so 5 times as much. Literally, I took $583 and turned it into over $100,000 in 45 days, trading an average of 3 times a day. All right, so 5 times as much as you can trade over here. Now, if you're on this side, you've got 2 options. All right, option number 1 would be you trade with a cash account. So I know some of you guys are going to say, hey Ross, why go over here and trade offshore when you can just trade in the US with a cash account and then you don't need to maintain the $25,000 minimum balance? Hey, problem solved, right? Not so fast. Here's the problem with a cash account. Cash account means that when you take a trade, so let's just say for instance, you have a $1,000 cash account. All right, you've got a cash account. All you can do is trade with that $1,000. What you don't get is the times 4. You don't get the leverage. You don't get the margin and the buying power. So all you have is the $1,000. Now, if you take a trade, obviously this stock at $3.50, you're not going to be able to buy 1,000 shares. You're going to be able to buy 250 or something like that. You're obviously going to be really restricted. Now with 250 shares, you get in it at 350, it's got to go all the way up to 390 in order for you to make, just about $100. That's 40 cents per share. That's a 10% move on that stock. On the other hand, over here, this trader was able to make the same $100 on not a 10% move, but like a 2% move, because they're using leverage. Now, certainly, you can trade here. You can trade a cash account, but the other problem is not only do you only have $1,000, but every time you take a day trade, you've got to wait 2 days for that trade to settle. It's kind of like waiting for a check to clear the bank. You've got to wait 2 days before you can trade with that money again. So you could trade that stock 3 times in 1 day, and you might be able to make 100 a day, if it's 200 a day. On to every question posted.
All right, well, as you can see, there's money to be made on the market. With that note, I'm about to try to go make some more money on the market and go see what's going on with my account. This is your boy Money Buddha.